Welcome in. Thanks for joining us for the WHHI Daily News, where we strive to bring you more Lowcountry news more often. And a special welcome to those of you who have spent the Monday commemorating the Martin Luther King Day celebrations around the Lowcountry or the presidential inauguration. Now, let's get to the news. Lowcountry weather watchers trying not to get in full hurricane panic mode over the possibly icy conditions we're liable to face over Tuesday and Wednesday in the Lowcountry. With temperatures below freezing and precipitation in the forecast, yes, we could be talking snow, something most of us have seen before, even here as recently as 2018. The warnings are much like they are for our summertime dangers. Stay off the roads and seek shelter. Most of the worst weather is expected Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. We'll have an update on the forecast in just a few moments. Speaking of shelters, the same two that were open for the cold snap of a couple of weeks ago have been reopened. The Sea Island Presbyterian Church on Ladies Island Drive in Beaufort will be open through Wednesday night, Thursday morning, with dinner, breakfast, and a shower available. Christ Lutheran Church on Mid-Island in Hilton Head will be open through Wednesday night, Thursday morning, with dinner and a morning meal provided, not a shower. Both shelters will accept service animals, but not pets, and both are discouraging alcohol, weapons, and smoking. As far as closing and postponements, Beaufort County schools will be on a half-day schedule on Tuesday, and then we'll do e-learning on Wednesday before going back again full-time on Thursday. But at least Tuesday and Wednesday are locked in. Half-day Tuesday, e-learning on Wednesday for the Beaufort County schools. Beaufort City Government's planning retreat that was scheduled Wednesday through Friday has been put off. Not sure yet when they will reschedule. South Carolina is going through the same issue on a smaller scale that caused Dr. Anthony Fauci so much grief after the COVID crisis. Governor McMaster has had to issue stern statements supporting Beaufort's Dr. Edward Simmer to lead the new state public Department of Health after Simmer led the state's COVID response as director of DHEC during the crisis. The former Navy doctor was in agreement with Fauci's recommendations during COVID that became mask politics, leading state House Freedom Caucus members to charge that he, quote, spearheaded policies that undermined individual freedoms and failed to respect the will of South Carolinians during the pandemic. He's also being red flagged for allegedly supporting policies promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion by those same House members. McMaster still supports Dr. Simmer, but some Republican members of the State Medical Affairs Committee say they will oppose his confirmation even before confirmation hearings begin. We're learning a little more about the arrest of that Southwest Airlines pilot for DUI at the Savannah airport last week. A tip from a TSA agent about a pilot smelling of alcohol while going through the security checkpoint led to officers boarding the plane and removing 52-year-old David Alsop of New Hampshire, who then failed 3 field sobriety tests on the jet bridge, admitting he had had a couple of light beers the night before. When he refused a blood alcohol test, he was arrested and taken to the Chatham County Detention Center, where he posted bond and was released. No blood alcohol numbers have been released. Pilots, though, do have to keep their blood alcohol level under 0.04. That's half the 0.08 for the rest of us. And if you were as good at your job as USC women's basketball coach Dawn Staley is at hers, maybe you'd be worth $4 million in today's marketplace. Staley's new contract is an $800,000 bump from her last deal and also gives her job security through the 29-30 season, with incremental raises to get her to $5.25 million that last year. It's the highest paycheck for any women's college basketball coach in history. The only way she won't get all of it is if she leaves for an NBA or WNBA coaching job, in which case she does not have any buyout penalty. She is still number 2 in earnings on campus, though, to football coach Shane Beamer, who'll make over $6.6 million next year. That gives her something to work toward. More details on these stories and other Lowcountry news. For those, we invite you to visit the sources listed on your screen. We're going to talk a whole lot more sports with Justin Jarrett a little later on. Coming up next, maybe a look ahead at 2025 in business in the Lowcountry and the state. Robin Zimmerman will have a whole lot more when we get back.